What-a-do, skibbity-boo, it's your boy Shawnee B Gaming, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 7.9 update, the Odyssey the Reckoning. We're going to be going over the god changes, the item changes, some of the skins, and just some of the Odyssey details. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the god changes. Artemis, her 3, Vengeful Assault. Artemis now cleanses herself of slows and becomes immune to slows for 0.6 seconds when activated. I think this is a really good change. I really like this change a lot. Artemis has a pretty simple kit, and by adding this kind of just small mechanic into her 3, it opens up a lot of counterplay and playability for Artemis. Very small change that does not fundamentally change your kit, but just adds a level of complexity. Baba Yaga, they're going to decrease the cooldown of her Baba's Brew to where now it's going to be 14 seconds at all ranks. Chalk, his Thunder Strike, increased physical power from 60% to 70%, so a little buff for Chalk. I like these changes to Chang'e, but I think Chang'e is going to be very strong after these changes. You can capitalize on going against an enemy Chang'e in the early game because she's really squishy and has a very low health pool. But after these changes, they're going to increase the base HP from 375 to 410, and they increase the HP scaling per level from 70 to 80. So she's going to start out at level 1 a little bit tankier, and as she levels up, she's going to be tankier than she was before. Guan Yu, his 3 is getting increased damage per tick. It was on a scale of 15 to 55. Now it's going to be on a scale of 20 to 60, so plus 5 at all ranks. For Jeb, his Shockwave increased the damage dealt at max range from 50% of the initial damage to now it's getting buffed to 70% of the initial damage. So a little bit of a buff for Jeb. Nemesis, Slice and Dice, decreased damage. It was on a scale of 50 to 170. Now it's going to be on a scale of 45 to 165. Nemesis was not really in the meta for a while. Then she received a buff. The mid-season patch happened, a lot of the items changes, and now she's really strong in the meta. The developers decided instead of just completely reverting the damage back down to how it was before she became popular, they're going to meet in the middle ground and just reduce it by 5 instead of 10. With Raw, I think these are some pretty impactful changes, and I think Raw is going to be a more contested god in this upcoming patch. Celestial Beam increased magical power scaling from 90% to 100%. Then Divine Light, which is Raw's 2. Raw now cleanses himself of slows and becomes immune to slows for 0.6 seconds when activated. This is a huge change. You're not going to be able to slow Raw anymore when he has this ability online, and I think that's just going to open up the mid lane for Raw. I think he's going to be able to really shine in this upcoming patch. With Zeus, his base stats increase the attack speed from 0.87 to 0.95. Pretty minor change. With Odin, Odin recently received a rework, and he was so strong after the rework they nerfed him like 3 or 4 times. I think this is the first buff since those nerfs, and it is going to be for Odin's 3, Gungir's Smite, decrease the cooldown from 14 seconds to 12 seconds. Hun Bats, they recently just made it to where his ultimate was 120 seconds at all ranks. Apparently he did not get played as much, and his win percentage possibly went down, because they are reverting the changes, and now his ultimate is going to scale down as you put points into it. So at level 1, it is 110 seconds, and then at level 5, it is 90 seconds. Tsukuyomi Nerfs. I think these are some impactful nerfs. So with his Kasarigami, decreased swing damage scaling from 50% to 35%, decreased final damage scaling from 80% to 70%, and this is going to change his power scaling on his 2. It was at 180%, now it's going to be at 140%. Decrease the disarm duration. It was on a scale of 1.6 to 2 seconds, and now it's going to be 1 second at all ranks, which is huge. I think that is a very positive change when fighting into Tsukuyomi. Decrease the movement speed while channeling from 33% to 25%. I don't think they needed to touch this. I think his 33% movement speed was fine. I think if he wants to be a little fast as he's going in on somebody, like that makes sense. I don't think reducing it by 8% movement speed is really gonna affect this ability too much. But this next change will. Tsukuyomi can now be knocked up during this ability. So you weren't able to cancel him out of his 2 with knockups, and now you're going to be able to, which is going to open up some counterplay. With Tsukuyomi's Silver Moon Caltraps, decreased power scaling from 25% to 20%. The follow-up ranged attack now deals physical damage instead of true damage. I was okay with the true damage. I think the true damage was a nice little touch. It does definitely help Tsukuyomi in how strong he is, but I don't think Tsukuyomi's power came from this true damage. Decrease the slow duration from 2.5 seconds to 1.5 seconds. I think that's a good change. Reducing the slow, because Tsukuyomi already has 2 slows in his kit. Being able to stack both of them can be a little annoying, so reducing the effect of one, or the amount of time that it lasts, is going to be pretty impactful. Tsukuyomi's ultimate, Piercing Moonlight, decreased damage mitigation from 50% to 30%, decreased beam damage scaling from 20% to 15%, and decreased dash damage scaling from 55% to 50%. This is going to decrease the total power scaling on his ultimate from 300% to 260%. Now that we've reviewed the gods, let's go ahead and review the items. Before we get into the item changes, there was a small change to the Conquest map with the speed buff, the Centaur. The Centaur, how it used to be, whenever you started the camp, the Centaur would charge its ability and not move. This would prevent players from being able to move the camps closer to the edge of the circle, which would allow them to rotate the camps a little bit faster. So they're reworking it to where now the speed buff is going to use its special ability as its 4th attack. Serrated Edge was introduced in the mid-season patch, and it hasn't really found a home yet. It seems like it's really strong, and the developers are trying to nerf it a couple different ways to bring it in line with some other items. They're going to increase the cost from $25.50 to $26.50. They're going to decrease the physical power from 30 to 25, and they're changing its passive. For every non-ultimate ability on cooldown, you're going to gain a stack of Cruelty. Each stack provides 10 basic power and 3% lifesteal. Definitely like the old passive more, but I think this will be interesting. Hide of the Nemean Lion, a very strong item after the mid-season patch. They're going to rework its passive just a little bit. For every 100 protections, magical plus physical from items, you gain 1 block stack, preventing the next basic attack from damaging you. This effect can stack up to 3 times. So essentially, you need to build some defenses to get the most value out of this item, which I think is an overall good change. Charged Bow, which is the tier 2 of Odysseus's bow. Bonus damage now has 30% basic attack power scaling. Ikival, increased buff and debuff duration from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. Adjusted the text on this item and Ring of Akkade to have a better matching wording for the same effects. Not exactly sure what that means. I think that just means that they're rewriting how they phrased what this item does and its passive. Charon's Coin decreased the cost from 2600 to 2500 and added 7 HP 5. The evolved Charon's Coin is going to get an increased HP 5. It was at 28, now it's going to be at 35, and it's increasing its MP 5 from 20 to 35. I think this is a pretty big change with Doom Orb. They're decreasing the cost of Doom Orb from 3,000 to 2,850. This item is a very strong item for mages in mid lane and conquest. Reducing the price should allow characters to get this item online a little bit quicker, and maybe mages will build into this a little bit more often. Warlock Staff is a relatively strong item in my opinion, but it's not the most cost effective. They are decreasing the cost from 2,650 to 2,500, and the tier 2 version of Warlock Staff is getting an increase in magical power from 30 to 45. I think this is going to cause Warlock Staff to be picked up a lot more often. It's going to be cheaper, and the Sorcerer's Staff is going to be a lot stronger at tier 2, so I think people are going to be encouraged to build into this item and then evolve it to Warlock Staff. Imagine both these items, Doom Orb and Warlock Staff. Doom Orb is going to make you a little bit faster for a little bit cheaper, and then Warlock Staff is going to make you a little bit tankier. So combining these two items, you're going to have a speedy, tanky mage, and I think that's going to be an interesting development in the meta. The Bulwark of Hope. Increase percent HP threshold where the shield triggers. It was at 30%, now it's going to be at 40%. The Heartward Amulet increased magical protections to allies in the aura from 15 to 20. Pestilence increased the health from 200 to 250. Contagion increased the health from 100 to 150. I think all those changes on the defensive items make sense, and I think it'll be interesting to see how a small amount of health can make a difference. Mystical Mail is an interesting item because I feel like this item is either always being picked up or never being picked up, and finding the balance on how effective it is, the developers have struggled to find a good spot for it. So on this newest attempt to bring Mystic Mail back into popularity, they're decreasing the cost from 2,450 to 2,350. So maybe it'll be picked up a little bit more often in the solo lane. So that's going to be it for the item changes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the skins coming to this patch. So when taking a look at the new skins coming to this patch, there's a couple of things we should mention. There's going to be a new Battle Pass, and there's also going to be an Odyssey event. So the first skin that we have is Razor's Edge which is going to be an exclusive Battle Pass skin. Then we have the Eternal Father Odin, which is going to be an exclusive Battle Pass skin. Sister Sentinel Athena of the top row. I like this Razor's Edge the best. Then we have the Infernal Omen Tsukuyomi, which is going to be exclusive to the Battle Pass. Winged Death Thanatos, which is going to be exclusive to the Odyssey. High Voltage Zeus, which is going to be exclusive to the Odyssey. I think that the Tsukuyomi skin and the Thanatos skin look very similar. I feel like the Thanatos skin is kind of that cosmic, but instead of it being purple and cosmic colors, it's red. I like the Zeus skin. I think that looks pretty fresh. Then we have the Mysterious Warrior Mulan, which there's a whole story behind this skin. The Gecko Gladiator Jingting, best skin of the release. The Excalibur King Arthur, which is going to be exclusive to the Odyssey chest. And then we have the Tier 5 final reward for the Odyssey, the Eclipse Summoner Hell, which is a pretty cool skin, and I really like Hell as a character. Taking a look, this patch will be coming out on September 8th. The Odyssey Reckoning, the new Battle Pass, and the Voyager's Log event are going to happen all on September 8th. Then on September 22nd, the Odyssey bonus update will be coming. So for the Battle Pass, you can get the 600 Necropolis or the 1200 Necropolis Plus. I always recommend just getting the base Battle Pass, and usually the Battle Passes are worth it. So if you have 600 gems, I would buy a Battle Pass over a skin, unless you know exactly which skin you want. The Odyssey Reckoning. So the Odyssey is an event where if you buy skins, you can unlock certain things. There is a challenge system where if you complete challenges, you're going to get a few free rewards. But in order to get everything, you're probably going to have to cough up some gems. So every skin is going to cost 750 gems, but whenever it first comes out, it's going to be on sale for 500 gems. I would definitely recommend getting it whenever it first comes out at the reduced price. The reward system, you're going to get 10,000 points. New skins, you get 10,000 points. New themes, you get 10,000 points. Digital loot pack, 10,000 points. Battle Pass premium track, 5,000 points total. So there's a couple of different ways to get Odyssey points. Odyssey reward items. Every 20,000 Odyssey points earned will grant a map fragment. This still occurs at levels with skin rewards. Map fragments can be used to unlock a territory of your choice on the Odyssey map. Each map territory contains a quest which unlocks 2 Odyssey bonus chests and other bonus content. See the Odyssey Reckoning event gameplay section for more details. We'll get to that, we'll probably gloss over it to be honest. So then it goes over some of the rewards. At 160,000 points, you're going to get the Tier 5 Hell skin. This can only be achieved by buying all 16 Odyssey skins or through accumulating points from any combination of Odyssey point items. So they're kind of giving the user more ways to get Odyssey points. Compared to previous Odysseys, this Odyssey definitely has more options in earning Odyssey points. So you might not, let's say there's a skin in the Odyssey pack that you don't want. Now you have the option of buying a chest and potentially getting the same amount of points for a skin that you potentially do want. I think this is overall good change. I think this will kind of just give players a little bit more flexibility in reaching the final stages of the Odyssey event. So here is the buy all option. We're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. Odyssey Reckoning event gameplay. There is an Odyssey map with 9 unique territories. Each territory will have its own quests and rewards. Rewards range from Odyssey bonus chests, team boosters, favor, viewer points, cosmetic items, or Smite gems. You can see what item a territory reward has before you choose to unlock it. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of gloss over this. Upcoming god skin list, excluding initial buy all skins. So we have Chalk, Hera, Medusa, Ra, Ares, Ratatoskr, Sol, Jinwei, Humbats, Poseidon, Hercules, Chernobog, Athena, and Rama and Chernos, all coming with new skins in this Odyssey event. Quality of life, clarification, intentionally disconnecting / exiting Smite, etc. to trigger early surrender forgiveness is considered abuse of the system. We will be escalating punishments more aggressively up to and including banning players caught doing so. Mastery God icons for 110 gods masters have been added. Improved sorting for god skins in the match lobby. For ranked matches where a player is disconnected, we will now allow pausing while in combat. The Cthulhu Arena has undergone a environment lighting update, and I will go ahead and flash the two. The last thing that I think is worth mentioning is the Voyager's Log event. Each day during the Voyager's Log event, there will be a different free reward unlocked by doing a simple quest. Come back every day to complete the simple play one game quest, and the reward will automatically be granted to you. This event will last for a total of 15 days. These rewards are only claimable on that day. If you miss a day, you cannot go back and claim it. So there's going to be some free rewards. Make sure you're playing and completing this quest. Well, that is going to be the end of the 7.9, the Reckoning update. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you found it informative, please check out the channel and subscribe for more content. If you are ever looking to play a game or have a Smite question, the Discord link will be in the description down below. This is video 4 of 9 because I am on vacation. It is pre-recorded, and I hope you guys enjoy. I will be back on Monday, and I will be ready to play some Smite on this 7.9 update. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.